Good morning, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Jai Hind. So I hope all of you are doing well. Good evening, everyone. Yes. So I guess all of you are doing well, and I am properly audible and visual to all of you. Okay. So first of all, welcome to the session. I am very good. I hope all of you are also doing well. Good evening. Okay. So in today's session, the topics which we are going to discuss, we are going to discuss about this one topic which was with respect to Zonal Council. This is one of the topic which we are going to discuss, that is Zonal Council. Second topic, this is from the polity section. Okay. Second topic which we are going to discuss in today's session is with respect to the population. You know that World Population Day is there. So in that respect, there were editorials with respect to population. So we will see this one part, that how population is good for country or how it is a challenge. There has been questions in the mains also with respect to population. So we will try to see, like when we talk about the population, is it a boon or is it a bane? So we will try to analyze that. The third section which we are going to talk about is from, this is part of society, GS paper 1. Here we are going to talk about from the IR section. There is one such organization, International Criminal Court. So this has issued warrant against 2 Taliban leaders. So in that context, we are going to discuss about this International Criminal Court. And then we are going to talk about this editorial with respect to the BRICS. Recently, we have seen that BRICS was there. First of all, we have discussed about what is BRICS. Then we have discussed about the policy of BRICS. Then we have also talked about that what US says with respect to BRICS. Now we are doing this one evaluation, that in comparison, like the BRICS, if we are comparing it, is it good for India or is it a challenge for India? Is it good or is it not serving the interest of India? So that is one thing which we are going to discuss. Okay. So these are the topics which we are going to talk about in today's session. Now also there is one information for all of you. We are having this seminar on 13th of July at 5:30 p.m. on in Prayagraj. Okay, so there is going to be an open seminar in Prayagraj on 13th of July at 5:30 p.m. by Sachin Arora sir. So all of you who are in Prayagraj may attend this session. At the same time, we also have this one open seminar in Karol Bagh on 14th of July at 3 p.m. Okay. So this is one seminar in English medium for UPSC prelims and mains. Okay. So this is one seminar in Karol Bagh at 3 p.m. on 14th of July. And we have this one open seminar in Prayagraj at 11 a.m. Okay. So this is also on 14th of July. Okay. And this is for UPSC and UPPCS. So on 14th of July, we are having 2 seminars in Prayagraj. Okay. We are having one thing for UPSC 2026 preparation, that is at 11 a.m. by Sachin Arora sir. And we have a optional, like a seminar for optional also on 13th of July at 5:30 p.m. Okay. So these are the seminars which are going to take place in the upcoming days. Okay. So this is one of the first information for you. Okay. Now, like, let's discuss some question and then we will come to our topic. Okay. So consider the following statements. Directed energy weapons depend on kinetic energy for destroying targets. Kali has been developed by DRDO in association with ISRO. So which of the statements given above are correct? So this is the first question. The directed energy weapons depend on kinetic energy for destroying targets. Kali has been developed by DRDO in association with ISRO. So tell me, which one will be correct? A option, C option, D option. Okay. So multiple answers in this question. Directed energy weapons depend on kinetic energy for destroying targets. That is incorrect. Missiles depend on the kinetic energy. Missiles which are there, they are depending on the kinetic energy, the energy due to their motion. The directed energy weapons are laser weapons. They do not depend on this kinetic energy. So this is one, like this statement is incorrect. They don't depend on this kinetic energy for destroying the targets. The first one is incorrect. Second one, Kali has been developed by DRDO in association with ISRO. Why would ISRO involve in development of any such like weapons? It is DRDO with Bhabha Atomic Research Center. So this second option is also incorrect. Answer here is D option, neither one nor two. Okay. So here the answer is D option. Consider the following statements. Nostro account refers to the account held by National Bank in foreign bank. In Vostro account, the money is kept in foreign currency. Which of the statements given above are correct? Nostro account refers to the account held by National Bank in foreign bank. Second is saying in Vostro account, the money is kept in foreign currency. Question number 2. What will be correct? Why ISRO not involved in defense weapon manufacturing? See, ISRO is a civilian agency. ISRO is a civilian agency. So if it has to collaborate with other countries of the world, it has to remain so. Like you can see that ISRO is easily collaborating with US also. ISRO is collaborating with Russia also, with other countries also. So you have to separate your civilian and military wings. There cannot be a mix of those things. So that's why ISRO, since it is going for all the civil nuclear options or all the civil launches or every like civilian work, it is generally not engaged directly in any military activities. Okay. So yes, here if we look at this one question, Nostro account refers to the account held by National Bank in foreign bank. So that is correct. Okay. Nostro means suppose SBI is there, it has gone to like let us say American bank and said that you have to open an account in our name. Okay. So that is like Nostro account refers to the account held by National Bank in a foreign bank. So that is Nostro. In Vostro account, the money is kept in foreign currency. Why we will keep that in foreign currency? The aim is simple, to reduce the price volatility. So Vostro account will be like they are putting money in our bank. So here money will be in the rupee. So in case of Vostro, it is going to be rupee. In case of Nostro, it is going to be dollar. So in case of Nostro account, the currency will be foreign, the bank will also be foreign. In case of Vostro account, the currency will be domestic, the bank will also be domestic. Okay. So this second option is incorrect. Answer is A option, one only. Okay. How many of the following countries are part of high risk jurisdiction subject to a call of action of FATF? How many of the following countries are part of high risk jurisdictions subject to a call for action of FATF? So what will be the answer here? North Korea, Iran, Myanmar. So I think you know that this high risk jurisdiction, it simply refers to the blacklist. Okay. Blacklist. Here we have Iran, North Korea. Yemen is not part of it. So answer is B option. Iran and North Korea, they are part of it. So what we see that in this question, the answer will be B option, that is only 2. Okay. So this is one part, like when we are talking about FATF, we have seen they have got two different lists. One is the blacklist, which is also simply called as high risk jurisdiction subject to a call of for action. And there is second, other monitored jurisdiction, that is the gray list. Okay. So that is like 3 questions. Questions were tough today. Okay, so let's come to our discussion then. Okay. Let's come to our discussion. We have this discussion with respect to the zonal councils. Okay. We have this one discussion with respect to zonal council. Now, why we are discussing this? Because nothing else was there in the newspaper, so that's why we are discussing it. No new announcement, nothing new. Even then, even if editorials were there, they were not that much good. So we are discussing this zonal council. Okay, there was no other option. Today I thought let's leave the class. There is no news which is relevant for the upcoming times. Okay. So here we have this zonal council. Okay. Now in this case of zonal council, if we talk about this, you know that it is a statutory body. This one is something which is a statutory body under States Reorganization Act. It is under the States Reorganization Act of 1956. Okay. So here we have this one statutory body in like as part of the States Reorganization Act of 1956. Okay. So on the basis of this, you will find that 5 different zonal councils were created. Actually, initially 4 were created, and as per the Northeast Council Act, we have seen another one which has been created. So if we look at this, like we have this Northern Zonal Council, okay. We have this North Zonal Council, we have Central, Eastern, Western and Southern. Central, Eastern, Western and Southern. So these 5 were set up, plus one Northeast Council. Plus we also see that there is also this Northeast Council. So it was not part of this States Reorganization Act. Okay. Now let me tell you why this organization came into picture. You may have seen that during this time of Niti Aayog, or even later, what we see that, like if we look at Indian geography and the beginning, how it has all came into existence, you may have seen that many of these states were initially interconnected with each other. Like you may have seen, like suppose if we are talking about Uttar Pradesh, you know that Uttarakhand was also part of it. You have seen Bihar, Jharkhand was also part of it. Initially Bihar, West Bengal, Jharkhand, Odisha, they were together. So many of these states which are there, they have a similar type of demography, a similar type of resources, and this entire region was dependent on each other. They were dependent on each other. At the same time, if we have to execute some policy, if we have to look at the development, then we need to have coordination between these states. We need to have this coordination. So in order to promote cooperation and coordination between the states, there was formation of one thing called as zonal council. So that states do not start fighting with each other, Rather than that, they have a mechanism under which they can work together. So main aim, what was the objective? The objective was to ensure cooperation and coordination. That the states may have the cooperation and coordination with each other. Okay. So due to this, initially 5 plus later on 1 more, that is Northeastern Council under the Northeastern Council Act of 1971. Total 6 zonal councils have been formulated in India. Okay. Now, if we talk about this, what we see that the Home Minister, he acts as the chairperson. He acts as chairperson of all zonal council. So, like Home Minister is there, who is acting as the chairperson of all zonal council. Along with that, there is Chief Minister of concerned states. There is also Chief Minister of states. They are also there. Plus, at the same time, what we see that there is also 2 ministers from each state. There is also 2 ministers from each state. And in case of UTs, what we see that the LG who is there or the administrator who is there, they also become part of it. LG or administrator. The LG or the administrator, they also become part of it. So they are generally the members of this zonal council. Okay. So this is one thing. And the chief ministers, like suppose if there are 5 states, so on rotation basis, the chief minister of the states will act as the vice chairperson. Okay. So here we see that for vice chairman, this is chief minister of states on rotation basis. So this is one zonal council. It is basically a group of the states coming together to cooperate and coordinate on the regional issues. That is the aim of this zonal council. We also have an interstate council, which is more of a constitutional body. Okay. But over the period of time, what we have seen that it has not been functional. Okay. So interstate council has not been there. So in that case, we have the zonal council, which is acting as a forum where the chief ministers of the adjoining states can come together, can cooperate and coordinate on different converging or diverging issues. Okay. So that if they are having some water dispute or water sharing dispute, river water sharing dispute, or any other dispute, they can resolve with each other. Okay. So that's why you can see the news article which is here, that zonal councils now engine of cooperation, not just discussion forum. Okay. So this is one thing, like what we see that this is one such body which is there in the news. Why? Because there is a like increasing meeting of these councils. Okay. So they are there for solving of disputes. They are there for resolving the disputes and everything. Okay. So this is one part with respect to the zonal council. Okay. Now you can see that why it has been called. They have said that 83% of the issues which has been taken up by the zonal councils have been resolved in the last few years. Okay. That they have been able to resolve 83% of the issues. So this is one part why they have been called as the engines of cooperation. Okay. Engines of cooperation. So this is our first article. It is a statutory body under the States Reorganization Act. Okay. So I hope this one part, first part is clear. That what is zonal council? Now, coming to the editorial section, coming to this editorial section, which is about population. So I think all of you know what is the population of India and what is the population of world. Tell me something interesting about India's population. Tell me something interesting with respect to India's population. You all have read this topic multiple times. You all know about the population of India. We have, in fact, a few weeks ago also, we have discussed about the UNFPA report. So tell me something interesting about India's population. So while you tell me, I will draw this one figure. India's population is approx 10%. No, it is much more than. It is much more than that. India's population is near about 17% of the world's population. Our population is near about 17% of the world population. More than 140 crore. Okay. Anything else? Population is increasing in north, decreasing in south. Okay. Fine. I think you all know about this. Like birth rate is falling down. Fine. Still, India is the most populated country. 1.46 billion now. Okay. So when we talk about India's population figure, okay, we know that the largest population, we also know that it is 1.6 billion now approximately. We have fertility rate, the total fertility rate near about 2. Okay. Population will stabilize. By 2070. Okay. These are the things which you know. We also know that we have got 371 million from 15 to 29 years of age. We see that the majority portion of India, is in the working age group. We have the majority portion in the working age group. Okay. So that is also one part. Okay. We have larger section under working age. So this is one part which we know that in the present times, this is our population figure. Okay. Now in this context, there is always a debate that is it true or not? Is it true or not? Okay. This is the question which always comes there. We are going to do the analysis of it. That population, does it causes poverty or does the poverty causes the population? Okay. Now we are coming to this one part, the analysis of this, that do the population cause poverty or does the poverty cause the population? Or both of them are reinforcing each other? So what is correct here? Population cause poverty or poverty cause population? Now we will see this one part, that how they are cause of each other. Okay. We will see this one part. If population is increasing, what we see that less focus on education, disguised unemployment, lack of proper nutrition, okay. Then at the same time, what we see that like there is also more dependency in family, okay. And eventually all of these things, even fragmentation of wealth, or land, okay. We see that there is going to be a lesser focus on the education. There is going to be disguised unemployment, many people employed in the same business, then lack of proper nutrition, more dependency in family, fragmentation of wealth or land. Eventually, all of these things are going to lead to, these things can lead to what we simply call as poverty. Okay. These things can lead to poverty. On the other hand, if we talk about poverty, what we see that poverty means poor health, higher mortality, more children. Okay. In India, in the 1950s, 60s, 70s, if we see that there is a population increase, there was a reason behind it. Okay. In the British times, the average life in many part of the country was like 20 years, 25 years, 30 years. Many of the children were not able to survive. There were multiple regions, the British atrocity. There were also lack of this health facilities, lack of nutrition, famine, many other things. So due to all these factors, what we saw that we had this poor health led to higher mortality led to people going for more and more level of children. Eventually, what it did, it led to higher population. At the same time, poor, what we see that due to this, willing to have more hand, means more children for more workers. People also have this one idea that if they are having more children, there will be more working hand. What this lead to? This led to higher population level. Poverty again means there has been lack of education, lack of awareness, lack of access to health facilities. So education, awareness and health facilities. What we see here, that there were lack of education, awareness, health facilities. These things were also lacking. And due to all these factors, what we saw, it led to more and more population. So there is a vicious cycle of poverty and population. That due to poverty, there is higher population. It used to increase in that manner. But in order to break this cycle, what we have to see, If we want to break the cycle, what we have to do here? Like suppose we have got more population. Okay, we have got population. So what we have to do? We have to give them education plus a skill plus awareness. Education plus a skill plus awareness. This will reduce poverty. This will reduce poverty, and this will also reduce population. This will also reduce population. Okay. So if we have to break this cycle, we have to work on the population. What we have to provide them? We have to provide them education, we have to provide them a skill, we have to provide them awareness. In addition to this, we have to provide them a confidence. We have to provide them we have to provide them confidence. Confidence about what? Confidence about health. Confidence about social security. Okay. We have to give them confidence. Like, why are people having more children? You can simply say that there is a son meta preference in India. You can simply say that there is a son meta preference in India. But why there is a son meta preference? You have to look at the root cause also. There is an inherent factor that people have this one such fear that when they become old, who is going to take care of them? The majority of the population in India, they are not living in 5 crore bungalows. They are living in traditional huts which cannot even survive in monsoon season. So during their old age, they don't have huge assets which can safeguard them or which can provide them that security. So generally, they were having this son meta preference because they don't have the social security. They don't know that if they are like having any health problem, who will take care of them? If they are having any financial crisis, who will take care of them? Will they get some monthly income or not? So we have to look at these factors also before looking at the poverty and the population issue. That why people are going for having more number of children, or why we have so many cases of son meta preference. So there are multiple factors which are working behind. Only just putting it on the people that people were having lack of awareness, that's why population increased. It's not like that. We have to also shift, or we have to also assign the responsibilities on other part of government also. Okay. So this is one part, that how we can break this. Okay. So I hope this one part is clear, that how we can do it. Okay. We have to raise the education skill awareness. Okay. So this is one part: education, skill, awareness, confidence, health and social security. 5 measures, and then people will find that poverty and population both are going to come down. So this is one editorial about population. Is population a boon or a bane? Okay. I hope this one section is also clear, that population is neither boon nor bane. It totally depends on us how we see the population. Okay. It totally depends on this, that how we are seeing the population. Okay. So let me give you this one question also, which was there in UPSC exam. Just 1 second. Yes. Okay, I will write on next page. The question was like this, that critically examine whether a growing population is the cause of poverty or poverty is the main cause of population. Critically examine whether the population is responsible behind poverty in India, or poverty is the main cause behind population in India. So this is one part. Critically examine whether the population is responsible behind poverty in India, or poverty is the main cause behind population rise in India. So this is one question which you have to write. Okay. Yes. So okay. So let's move on to the next part. There is one person who is saying it's boring. UPSC exam is boring, but then you have to write it. There is no option. In UPSC exam, there is no photo, no like any interesting thing. Most of the questions are quite simple, straight, and boring. This is UPSC exam. Okay. We have other interesting exams. We have many interesting exams where they ask about so many interesting things. Okay. So now they are asking about movies these days. They're asking about movies also these days. They are also asking about like what news is going on. In one of the law paper, I think yes, in one of the law paper, the question was also with respect to the drum case. Okay, so there are many interesting exams. ICC warrants against Taliban leaders. Okay. So we have this one topic. There is one organization called as International Criminal Court. There is one organization called as International Criminal Court. And this one organization, International Criminal Court, it has issued warrant against two people. Okay. Habibatullah A. Khunjada and Abdul Hakim Haqqani. Okay. So against these two prominent Taliban leaders, there has been issue of a warrant. Okay. This has issued a warrant against these two leaders. Okay. Now the thing is, why there is a warrant against these two people? Why? So see, there are multiple such allegations against these two leaders, against these two people. There are allegations of like bias against the gender. There is allegation of crime against humanity due to not following of certain policies. Like after the Afghanistan takeover in Taliban, they have made laws. They have made laws like this, that women have to cover each and every part of their body. They don't have to sing. They don't have to look into eyes of any other person. In the public place, a male and female will not look into each other's eyes. Okay. So there are many such laws which have been passed by Afghanistan, by the Taliban leadership in Afghanistan. And those who have not been following these laws, they have been tortured, many of them have been killed and have been given very severe punishments. So due to these factors and due to other crimes which has been done by them, there is an issue of warrant against them. Okay. That it has been called as gender apartheid. Okay. That they are like they are increasing, or they have led this level of discrimination against women to a next level. Now think about this, that how basic it is, like how they are not able to understand. If someone is going on in the market, if two people are looking into each other's eye, how that can be crime? how that is going to be a crime, in what book, in what law, in what religion this will be considered as a crime. So the laws which has been made by Taliban, it is extremely derogatory. It is against all human rights, and there has been severe punishments for those who have violated these laws. So due to which there have been this like due to this gender-based discrimination, gender-based violence, and due to other such laws, there is a warrant against these two people. Now the thing is, what is the significance of this warrant? What is the significance? If this warrant has been issued, can you tell me what is the significance of this warrant? Why this warrant, or what is the significance? Okay. Like in Taliban, what we see that if someone is coming in support of women, so they are being perceived as allies of girls and women. So in some countries, they are called as like allies of terrorists, allies of others. So in that case, in case of Taliban, like if someone is supporting women's right, they are called as allies of girls and women, and they can be sent to jail. They can be punished severely, even if they are allies. Okay. So what we see that if we talk about the significance, the answer is none. If we look at the significance, the answer is simply there is no significance. It is just a symbolic gesture. Okay. It is just a symbolic gesture. There is nothing which can be done with respect to the warrant. There is nothing which can be done with respect to warrant. So that is one part. When we talk about this International Criminal Court, this is not a part of United Nations. It is not a part of United Nations. For United Nations, we have this International Court of Justice, and this one it is for resolving disputes with respect to countries. So International Court of Justice, which is part of United Nations, it is just resolving the disputes between countries. They are not looking at individual war crimes or individual cases of torture by some organization or by some nation. So there is no such connection with United Nations. What we say that it has been formed by the Rome Statute. Okay. And what we see that major countries like US, Russia, China, India, not a part of this group. They are not a part of this group. Okay. So major countries of the world, like whether it is India, China, US, Russia, they are not part of this group. So from this angle itself, you can understand that the enforceability of the warrants issued by this ICC doesn't matter. Okay. So this is one part. Even if we look at this, there is no valid international enforcement mechanism. There is no international enforcement mechanism. Yes, there is an option that if these leaders are visiting to any of those countries, which are part of ICC, they can arrest it. But you know, there is also this one part. That suppose there is any country, if they have a embassy, in any nation, so that is not considered as like the embassy or the embassy vehicles. They are not considered as foreign territory. They are considered as domestic soil. So if the vehicle of a country, like suppose if Indian diplomatic vehicle is moving on the US soil, so that vehicle and the things which are inside it, they are not the US property. They will not be considered as US soil. At that moment, it will not be considered as US soil. Or if a US vehicle is moving in India, so that vehicle automatically becomes a diplomatic vehicle. So you cannot stop it. So that is one part, that immunity is also there. In the international laws, that immunity is also there. So the arresting part is just more like a symbolic thing. The warrant is more like a symbolic thing. So sometimes they are sitting around, they think about this, that whom to issue arrest warrant against. Then sometimes they issue it against the leaders of North Korea. Sometimes they issue it against like Vladimir Putin also. So even if Putin goes on the US soil, will the US dare to arrest Vladimir Putin? Even if Vladimir Putin is going to Europe, will the countries dare to arrest Vladimir Putin? There is an arrest warrant by ICC against Vladimir Putin also. So will anyone dare to arrest him? Because ICC is like just giving the arrest warrant. Those who are arresting, they will suffer the fate of it. Yeah. So means Putin has avoided going to some countries. If it's correct that Putin has avoided going to some countries, like not to have this diplomatic tussle, but even if he goes, any single European country, do they have power to arrest Vladimir Putin? The US is not taking a dare to do anything. Like the US thinks twice before saying anything about Russia. European Union doesn't even matter, or any other country of Europe, they don't even matter. Okay. So that is one thing. Like the arrest warrant of ICC is just like a symbolic gesture, and that is the biggest challenge. Think about this. There is one organization, United Nations. It has also been working for 75 years. And in 75 years, it has not evolved any such mechanism. Of providing relief in case of any such crime against humanity. So it has been 75 years of United Nations, not a single mechanism for providing relief in case of crime against humanity. So that is one of the biggest drawback of UN. It is not a representative of the people. What it does, it simply condemns any such attacks in strongest possible words. So in case of UN, in case of United Nations, there is only one thing which it does. It does a criticism in strong words. Okay. Criticism in strong words. That is the only duty which is being done by United Nations. If there is any such humanitarian crisis, that is the only response of United Nations. Yeah. So this is one part about the warrant made by ICC and what is the meaning of it. Now coming to one last part, one editorial. Okay. One editorial, and that is with respect to the BRICS. Okay. So here, now there is a debate that India's membership of multilateral institutions, is it good for us or is it not worthy? Okay. So this is one part which we are going to talk about. That recent, especially we are going to talk about like why India is part of SCO or BRICS. There are two organizations. So why India is part of SCO or BRICS? Okay. So why India is part of this SCO or BRICS? Okay. So here what we see that, like why we are doing this, we are also trying to like prevent any such dominance of the Western countries. Okay. So first thing is the countering dominance of Western countries. Now see here, there is a criticism of India. There is a criticism of India on this ground that SCO and BRICS are having two such countries which are not democratic. There is presence of Russia, there is presence of China. Both of them are non-democratic regime. At the same time, there is also this one part that Russia has been involved in many such war all over the world. China is also following aggressive policy. So there is always this one thing that why India as a democratic country is becoming part of it. So we have also a counter question. It's very good. You have raised a valid question that Russia is also bad, China is also bad. So Pakistan is also bad. Why United States and European Union are considering Pakistan as an equally good nation? Why they are considering Pakistan as equally good nation? So there is a double face of, there is this hypocrisy of Western world with respect to your terrorism, my terrorism. Okay. So this another part, the hypocrisy of Western diplomacy, the hypocrisy of Western world over democracy, war and terrorism. So when Israel is declaring war on Gaza, when Israel is declaring war on Lebanon, Iran, Yemen and all other countries, it's fine. But when India is taking actions against the terrorists based in POK and Pakistan, then all of a sudden it becomes one of the biggest humanitarian challenge for the Western world. The first part is countering the dominance. Second part is the double face of this Western hypocrisy. The third major portion, what we see that global governance reform. Global governance reform. Why does it matter for India? Global governance reform. There are multiple institutions like IMF. There are multiple institutions like IMF, United Nations Security Council, WTO, and several other organizations. In the last 75 years, they have not been able to reform a single institution to reflect the realities of the present times. So they want all the other countries to become like Ukraine, that keep on supporting us but don't be a part of us. So Ukraine was like, they keep on saying this to Ukraine, that yes, keep on supporting us, keep on giving access to the Black Sea and all. And then when Russia attacked on Ukraine, they have refused its entry into the NATO. So there again, what we see that, like if we talk about this global governance reform, what we see that this is the only option. This is the only option where the countries are collectively asking for this global reform. Second part, This is providing an opportunity for India to engage with several countries simultaneously. SCO has been expanding its membership. SCO has been expanding its membership. Similarly, BRICS is also expanding its membership. So this is providing an opportunity for India to engage with several countries simultaneously. Okay. So here again what we see that it is about engagement with several countries. Engagement with several countries at these platforms. Okay. So this is also one matter that we are able to engage with them, like with the help of these groups, we are able to engage with many of these institutions on global platforms or on these regional platforms. Then the fifth part, what we see that in case of climate fight also, in case of fight against climate change, this is providing an opportunity to reflect the voice of global south. Okay. So this is also a reflection of voice of global south on climate and trade issue. So this is one part, that why SCO or others are important for India. Why SCO is important for India. Now, on one hand, it is very much true that SCO, BRICS, all other things are important for India. But there is another story of it. There is another part of it. Okay. That at some angle, we have to also realize that this is not the like Sanjeevani Booty. You may be aware about this concept of Sanjeevani Booty, which was for ultimate revival. So this is not the Sanjeevani Booty for India. Why it is not? In this case, what we see that there is dominance of China. Dominance of China and its policy. There is dominance of China and its policy. Recently, BRICS has condemned the terror attacks in Pahalgam. BRICS has condemned the terror attacks in Pahalgam, but it has not criticized the involvement of Pakistan in these terrorist attacks. So we have been getting only partial favors. Even though BRICS, like India is one of the integral part of the BRICS, India is one of the founding members of BRICS. So even after that, like from the SCO, we have seen that we have got no such result. Even from the BRICS, we have got a partial result. There has only been condemnation of this Pahalgam terror attack, but there has been no such criticism of Pakistan. Okay. Second part, the fight of the BRICS. The BRICS is focusing on, like there is a hidden part of it, or there is one such imperative of it. BRICS is looking at de-dollarization. Now, if we talk about India, in the last month, we have seen export data of India. In last month, we have seen export data of India. The two major areas where we are sending our exports, one is North America, then European Union. The third area is again West Asia. In West Asia also, it is Saudi Arabia, UAE, Israel and other countries. Many of them are under the influence of United States. So our major export is not going into the dollar, it is not going into like China or Russia or other part. Our major export is going in those countries where dollar is the preferred choice. Okay. So in this case, the de-dollarization not so suitable for India. It is not so suitable for India in present times. So that is another challenge. The de-dollarization and all which we are looking at, it is not so good for India. Third part, okay. Third part, what we also see that, like, we are trying to like increase our diplomatic clout. We are trying to engage with multiple countries with the help of BRICS and SCO. But these countries are already under the grip of China. Okay. So many of SCO, and BRICS new partners already in debt trap of China. Many of these nations which are becoming part of BRICS or these SCO, they are already in the debt trap of China. In fact, the expansion of BRICS is being led by China. China is leading to addition of those members which can like be favorable for China. So that is also one part. Next important part, like suppose if we are standing still with China, we know that what challenge we are having with respect to China. So in all these conditions, we have another part, that is territorial disputes. With China. And what we have seen from the past, there is one country in the world which you cannot trust, and that is also China. Okay. From 1960s to the Operation Sindoor, there is one country which you cannot trust. In this week itself, we have seen that India's war with Pakistan during Operation Sindoor was not simply a war with Pakistan and its forces. It was a reinforced war by the Chinese defense forces also. Okay. So China was actively engaged in this Operation Sindoor conflict. Okay. So we have another this angle. Okay. And at the same time, what we see that, like, it's fine that world is transitioning, world is going to be like multipolar, but when, if you compare the size of India with that of China in terms of economy, the Chinese economy is 5 times greater than that of India. Even though India is going to become the third largest economy in just 1 or 2 years or 3 years, that's fine. But despite that fact, the Indian economy is like 5 times smaller than that of China. So where is the competition? So in case of multipolar world, you have to become that much sufficient enough, you have to become that much powerful enough where you can compete. So until unless there is a case where China gets fragmented into 3 or 4 parts, okay, the theories which are going on in the like world of internet and newspaper, news channels, that there will be a time when China will get fragmented into 2 parts or 3 parts. So until unless that is done, we have to like maintain equidistant from both world. We have to maintain that equidistant from both world. And in this case, what is the solution for India? The solution for India is to have multiple strong bilateral relations. Last day also we have discussed this one part. We need to have a trusted global partnership which can go beyond these organizations. So rather than becoming a part of organization, we have to build trusted global partnership, not on the basis of democracy, not on the basis of like we are democratic, so we will build only with democratic. That ideal is long gone in the geopolitics. Okay. So this like earlier there was this convention that if you are 2 democratic countries, then you can come together. That theory is gone long away. Okay. Now it is all about how much bond you are able to form with other countries. So we need a strong, like trusted global partnership, plus You may have seen that in the recent times, India has been engaging with smaller countries of Africa, Caribbean, Southeast Asia, and others. Some people are criticizing it, but in fact, you will find that this is going to be one of the most important tool for India. The relations with these small countries, with these small nations, are going to be one of the most important thing for India in the future. Okay. Our relations with South America, with Africa, with Caribbean community, Southeast Asian countries, they are going to be much more helpful than all other nations. Okay. And of course, Europe is there. Okay. I told you about the answer writing part. Okay, sorry, I forgot about it. Okay, Himanshu, in the Monday class, definitely I'm writing it for today itself in my like diary. In Monday session, we will definitely talk about this. I have given you one question also. Write this, and in the next class, that is on Monday, we will definitely talk about this, that how we can make the answers innovative. Why we not criticize Pakistan in BRICS summit? In BRICS summit, we have China. In BRICS summit, we have China also. And you know the China-Pak axis. So that's why. Okay. So then let's meet in Monday session, and then we will discuss about the more current affairs. Okay. So thank you everyone. Essay topic. Essay topic, you can write about this like geopolitics itself. Okay. That you can have this one thing, that multilateralism is the key to resolution of global conflicts. Okay. You can write this one thing for essay. You can write this one thing, multilateralism the key to resolution of global conflicts. बिल्कुल. You can write about custodial death also, but that is mains like question. For essay, this one option you can use, that multilateralism is the key to resolution of global conflicts. Okay. So write about this. Let's meet in the Monday session, and then we will discuss remaining things. Thank you everyone. Take care and all the best. Thank you.